Genius is looking to try and get the 2-0 going forward. Starting up over on the T side, a couple of sets of util to start off from Stanislaw and Ethan. Kit and a couple of flashes up for Nafani, and a couple of decoys in play for the City side.
Not going to be a useful piece of utility at all. The double flash defuse in for Nafani instead will be the more important player to focus on for the utility basis. You saw those odds again from GGBet, definitely favouring EG at this stage. A huge, huge map for them to take. And let's see whether they can follow it suit with a second one in a row. Double flash smoke for Ethan, smoke molly for Stanislaw over on the EG camp. Hobbit looking to take first face out towards Banana here. Gambit set and ready to deal with the EG side, but can they capitalize on the sheer firepower force, or the boost up already taking the 4 HP, the top fragger of the last matchup, now forced down to just nothing.
Oh, look how disciplined Gambit are being on the rotates. Now finally starting to see Inters moving over, but for a moment there after that contact came through, they didn't really start moving at all. Oh my goodness, look at how many players they're bringing over towards the B side. This might be a fake though, because they're starting to lead a couple of players into the apartments.
Well, Gambit with a good enough read on the back of that. Tarek going to make his way out. Axel here towards Pit. Needs to get some decent headshots in, aiming a little bit too low, but does manage to take down Breezy and lose minimal HP for it as well. But the pressure is on him. Players on site in from the apartments will come out as short in a moment's time as well. Backup has arrived towards Dawn, but Soul's going to be able to deal with it. It's take down Shiro to a 4 versus 4. Tarek moves in, sees his man, can't tap him up. Still got Axel back here. Eventually going to get dealt with by Ethan to gain the man advantage for the EG side once again. But Hobbit there with a quick trade. Bomb plant secured, tagged up very low for Tarek, Ethan, and Hobbit here in this retake position. Stanislaw gonna reload his weapon as Hobbit makes his moves in from the short control. Tarek will go down, enters with his kill. Ethan watching the front lines here from the back position. Sees where Hobbit's at, needs one bullet to land towards him finally. Stan will peek in, take it back to a 2-on-2, and now the CTs are incoming. Nafani is low with the defuse kit in tow. Now he falls, and Ethan continues his stats. 3 kills to his name, 2 beautiful headshots, and a pistol for EG.
Oh, what an interesting approach, I want to say, to the pistol round for Evil Geniuses. They show the pressure over towards the B side. Gambit ended up gambling rotation over towards B, and then a couple of lurk players start coming out from the apartments. While they do struggle with the player out towards the pit position, they end up bringing that bomb back over, and Ethan delivers with a lovely couple of kills in that post plant to get 3 in the round in total. Force Buy coming back in for Gambit. Good start up for Evil Geniuses. Mac 10 up for Cirque to maybe start to farm up a little bit of money. Get that UMP going for Stanislaw as well. Evil Geniuses not bringing any AKs forward into round 2.
Not at all. A bit more of a reserve buy by comparison. I mean, the UMP and Mac 10 will still go down to $500, $600. Obviously, contrasted that to the previous force buys we saw from the T side in the first map up, how they had, you know, such a ridiculous number of Galils and AKs by comparison. This round not to be the case. With the Galil that strikes in, Tarek takes out that opening kill on Axel. The only player on the ace site is Gambit. Once again, stacked B, and they'll pay for it this time. Having to save their weapons into the next round. The full eco is on for them, so it's got to take this one on the chin and look towards doing some damage in round 3.
A couple of shaky results as of late for Gambit out on this map. We saw them going down to Fun plus Phoenix in a 14-16 loss. And then at DreamHack Open January, a couple of losses to FPX again and Spirit. And a couple of one-sided performances where they weren't even able to get double digits. Evil Geniuses. Wonder what they're going to start bringing forward. We saw that they played it quite a lot in the Blast Premier Spring groups, getting a overtime victory over Vitality. A couple of close games as well against G2 and Complexity over there. The 2-0 start, we saw that for Gambit, I mean, it was just an immediate save, right? Like an instant save. As soon as they see the pressure and the moto smoke coming down from A and a gamble stack comes out from B, there's no point even getting the rotates together. Just hold on to the weapons and take the next round as, I suppose, a force, but it's really just an eco.
Yeah, again, just those upgrade pistols from the last round that will have to stay in play for this one, you know, just to get themselves a bit of a bonus moving forward, you know. Have that little bit extra in the back pocket to utilize. Yeah, smokes down, flashes, a couple of HGs as well, safe from the last round. No investment whatsoever here from Gambit. Mac 10's and UMP still in play for EG. Fill up some cash if possible. Lack of head Kevlar and a couple of players are going to make it real easy for them. Incendiary's down. Early utility basis, debate in positions, and no one is going to react here. Sure is the lone holder towards the A site once again. Bomber's not yet to commit here, so EG do have plenty of time to rotate.
A very slow round coming out from Evil Geniuses, already gaining that top banana control. Lurk smoke coming down as well. And 3 players stacked over, 4 players in fact actually over a B. And just that single player Ashiro. And Breezy just putting down a little bit of utility out towards the A site. And they're going to be running into the stack. They've only got 1 molly. This might go out towards Nubox.
Smokes on, Ethan moving in with the Khalil, sees 1 player, takes him down, into with 2 Deagle shots, no Tarek is down, still traded back to my control. Still finding the backlines though, he's going to wait and bait, are they going to catch him off? I don't think they know. Second chance to swing and deny the bomb plot, no, he's going to wait in the midst of the smoke and try go for the retake here, and he's back up behind him, sees that 1 headshot, but no more than that. Breezy quickly turns back from a similar position, take him down, and Shiro's left alone.
Yeah, look, unfortunate that the rotate has to be the one to try and clutch out, but 1 versus 2 in for the 5-7. This is certainly very winnable. They've got to get those kills in pretty quickly, wasting a lot of time about it. Maybe just trying to look for some exits instead, Jay. Realizing that without kit and without armor, this is probably not going to be winnable. Nice little angle onto Breezy. And more damage coming through over to the T side. Can he finish off? Ooh, almost onto Tarek. So no weapon can be saved in. Evil Genius is struggling against the upgraded pistols round. But I suppose they did run into a stack and they did run into 4 players. They still get the round victory though, so there is a positive there.
Yeah, and I don't think they would have had so much success if they just had USPs there on the Gambit side, you know, if they would, you know, if they didn't save their weapons in the previous round. So anyone who's wondering why you'd save in a force buy like that, which is pistols out, that's why. A lot of damage done, and again, Gambit can apply that early pressure like they did over on Overpass to limit the economy state and try go for a reset in the guns here. M4's out, AWP for Hero. Only 1 defuse kit in early, and damage will be done to Ethan and Breezy. Nades straight at their feet. Tagged to 82 and 60, Stan still taking a bit of damage as well. Finally will try hunt for the kill out here past the broken wall, but so far Gambit are not giving up the ghost here, and neither are the EG side.
Double nades onto Nafany towards the sandbags, and he's down to just 7 points. A lot of utility already being baited out here by the T side onto Gambit. And Tarek with a bit of a lurk smoke in through the apartments. We've seen a lot of lurking coming out from Breezy in that first map. Looks like Tarek wants to do it this time around towards A. But it's going to be another B commitment, and I almost get the feeling that if Hobbit puts his smoke down, EG might just try and run straight through it.
Five seconds remaining, Hobbit. Pushing past the right-hand side of the smoke, sees that gap, but sees no T-side contact. Molotov's back in, smokes go down. Hobbit going to wait here in the midst of said smoke. Back down, Shiro gets that kill. M4 can line up 2, only gets 1, but it doesn't matter. The trades are working better for the CT side as Shiro doubles up. Cirque takes him down and finally repositions and waits for backup. It's a 1v3 for the AWP.
Time for Cirque to try and clutch out. Does he want to get that AK in front of him? No, wants to hold on to that AWP. Swing comes out from Coffins, but doesn't land the shot. Nafani is able to find that trade and get the first round up for Gambit. Really nice couple of baits there coming out from Gambit. We saw that that smoke came down, although there was a bit of a gap towards the right-hand side. Hobbit actually decides to push forward of it with all the chaos and flashes coming in. He finds that first pick. Great crossfire being set between the AWP of Shiro and that player boost up towards the flower pots to just do a lot of damage, get that 5-on-2 advantage, and EG, well, they do get a bomb plant, but that's all that they get. The first round up on the board, a retake coming out of Gambit.
Yeah, nicely done there with the gun round, and again, the economy breakage, and EG is going to leave them with mostly Galils here. A couple 3 AKs total, 2 the downrange rifles on that T side. Bomb plant really bolstering up their buy here, because otherwise they would have been in a much worse position. Thank God the Surf got that marked in. Smartly playing that 1v3 to get the most out of the 4th round. Into the 5th. Default set in as aggressive as usual here for EG. A bit more passive banana control, but the early face from Ethan will still get the opening kill on Nafani. Tag to 28, forced back, but EG have the opener.
A nice trade comes back from Breezy, though. Axel just kind of caught in towards a boiler position, so 4-3 advantage. Shiro with a wide angle catches that first player out from the smoke, doesn't see the second player coming in towards short, and he's now has to force back, try and help out his teammate, flashing forward. Evil Geniuses have to try and contest onto the side. Do they expect this player to be here? Crosshair placement is excellent from Cirque to get the advantage back in their favor again.
Tapping the bomb to try force another CT forward, but Gambit want to go passive in this 3-on-2. Smoke down to siphon them off even further from the long control. Both players in from long, and Thanistor's going to know about this because he's watching mid. cleared out the apps area. They cleared out the short position. Obviously, no one's hiding in Graveyard or the pit control, so EG have basically got all their bases covered. It's that one angle they need to enter from, and they will fall back to save their weapons one more time. Gambit not off on the greatest starts once again. Evil Geniuses quickly recovering this state of things. If they can recover that AK, that'll be even better for Stanislaw. I think he might be hunting for it with the 20 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, and he will get that one weapon back in place. So keeping all the main rifles in check for EG, keeping as much investment to carry over, ensuring that Gambit don't continue to hurt the economy state, and claim their fourth to the T-side board.
Rounds and rounds, Jay, and they're starting to really spiral now. Gambit have just not really gotten involved over on this first map like they did. You know what? Now I'm actually going to retract that statement, because on the start of Overpass, although they were kind of getting involved, like the rounds were close, they weren't getting early rounds. We saw EG getting off to that really good start. They went, what, 4-0, then went up to about 7-3 or so. So we have seen Gambit getting off to some really slow starts over the course of this best-of-3 series. And for Evil Geniuses, things are starting to look very good. Money is not in a position in which it's farmed up, but if they can win out this next following rifle round, they've got a chance of really starting to build up their money line. Nades coming through onto Nafany again. Not as much damage as the last fight, but still quite a lot.
Tagged extremely low here on these default faces. EG continuing to keep her up against these guys. No real opportunities for Gambit to respond, take any sort of frags back or do any damage. It's minimal done towards Stanislaw and Ethan. One T-side player will make his way back over towards the B side. Big gap in that defensive left, however. Gambit go for these rotations all the time, but it means that he's going to have to go passive, because look at how far EG are already pushed up. In fact, he goes for the coffins control. Now it's got to fall back and wait for his teammates off the back of that first contact.
Yeah, they're relying on Shero here. Maybe relying on him a little bit too much. If this B play comes in, you've got to expect with the amount of utility here for Evil Geniuses that they're going to smoke off coffins, but it might actually be a play back towards the A site. Very difficult to kind of read what the play is for Evil Geniuses. I mean, that bomb is moving over to the apartments, which probably gives the indication that it will be an A play with a B fake. And even this slight utility over towards B, they've got a player out towards pool. Good shot from Shiro. That hasn't forced any rotates.
Banner in for Inters, spraying blue smoke down. Molotov correctly counted here by Inters, well placed. Trying to get up on a bit of an advanced angle, take down a player in the apartments, but it's actually Nafany and Hobbit on the site himself. Getting those kills together, one gets dropped by Inters, 10 seconds left for Breezy. And Axile there with the M4 will clean up the last kill. Team ace for Gambit Esports, as all 5 players get involved in that round and get that second round to the board.
Hey, you wonder, was that like a bit of a read from Gambit, or was that just a bit of potluck, right? We saw that without really any information, they brought Shiro over to B, ended up rotating everyone back over to A, just on a bit of a hunch, and it pays off really nicely. There's a fake that comes out to B, they don't over-rotate, Shiro hits a really nice shot, and Evil Geniuses crumble with the amount of players towards the A site, and so does their economy.
Again, Gambit keeping as much money flowing out of the T-side bank accounts as possible. They're doing a decent job over the course of this entire best-of-3 so far. And keep pace with EG, trying to catch up to them. Incendiaries down, smokes up, CT players on the back of the site here towards the short and long positions. Flashes make their way over Tarek with the P250 in tow. One of all the pistols that are coming out here for the T-side line. Got to go fast, wrap around in towards the V-split, actually. And now Hobbit's got to try and deal with them all here.
Yeah, Hobbit's in a really awkward position. So far out to the open, a great frag comes through for Breezy, and Nafany being pushed up towards Nubox. We've seen these kind of rounds before for Evil Geniuses, and what can Nafany do? He's stuck behind Nubox, so many players swinging in. He's got a player towards the left-hand side. They're all spamming through. Ethan even gets the Glock kill. This has to be an instant save, and even Stanislaw's in mono. Don't tell me they're going to win another eco round. We saw a massive eco being won on Overpass to get them onto that victory road in the very late stage in the second half. This is only round 8. I can't believe it. Round 7. Evil Genius is like, oh, come on. I can't believe that no one goes down. They get 3 weapons, 2 AKs and an M4. Oh, Gambit. Let's hear it, Jay.
I mean,
what have you got to say about the matter?
It wasn't even a force buy, man. Like, at least if it was a force buy, I could sympathize. Because again, we've seen how ridiculous those force buys can be for T-side halves, especially if obviously we saw Gambit winning one out on the, you talk about the late stages, obviously, of Evil Genius's ecos, but obviously the late stages of Gambit's force buys, but also keeping them in the game over on Overpass. But again, EG, just some good headshots. Hobbit unable to deal with the numbers game, and a tactical pause is called for Gambit, and rightfully so here. They had every advantage going for them. All they had to do was shut down that eco, not allow the economy to build once again for EG. They get 3 rifles, so they're back up on a decent state. And meanwhile, it's a false investment for Gambit instead, and they've got downgrade weapons.
Yeah, that's not a way to sort of respond, right? You know, they just get their second round. It's so convincing. And then out of nowhere, EG's economy are in shambles. They eco, and they split B, and they just find so much with it. 5-2, the North Americans pouncing at the opportunity. And Gambit need to find a way back in. I mean, this is survival, right? EG's map pick, second map of the series, already down 0-1. Nade's coming in towards a banana position. Nafany again! Surely someone's got to tell him, mate, just fall back. Just be more passive. He keeps getting naded.
Every time towards Banana, EG have the utility in play. We talked in great detail about the utility usage during the post-game of the last map, and here it is coming out in full tow. This time to do some more tangible damage to the CT forces. Taps through in the apartments as well, tagging Axel to 27. So much damage done so early, and EG haven't even taken a contact phase. It's all just been behind walls or straight down, you know, positions in common sort of spam angles.
Yeah.
That's so the amount of work they're doing in the early rounds is beautiful here from the T side.
Yeah, what a spam coming through from Tarek out from Bridge, and just already a huge amount of damage coming through onto Axel and Nafani. Evil Geniuses. Do they run into the stack? We've seen countless times of these gamble rotations over towards the A site. Shiro left towards Broken Wall with the AWP. No support. He's the lone survivor.
Need to hit that shot as well against the first man. Tag in Cirque with 16 HP. Warbang does not connect to finish off the job or get a kill on another T-side player. 30 seconds for EG to strike. They've got to go towards the B site. The bomb's out there. Or it could rotate through mid at the last second. They've drawn a third player away. They've got Axel and Intis here to defend the A site. Intis is on his way out. Axel,
they're all leaving.
Shiro taking damage as Cirque continues to lurk here. Axel backed up here at the graveyard. 10 seconds. Denied a bomb plant. Is it going to be an open plant position? No, they read him. They take him down. And now Gambit, they're locked out of A.
That was almost the CIS rounds, right? Like, we see how often the CIS teams really run down the clock, and Evil Geniuses, what a fake that was. It looked like they were going to commit towards a B site. They lost that player, or at least that tag onto Cirque from the AWP from Shiro at the top of Broken Wall. They end up bringing a second player over, and you kind of think to yourself, okay, this isn't a misread. Then Hobbit goes, then Inter starts to go. They only have one more player left of Axel in Graveyard. He gets spotted by the Apps position from Breezy. Time incredibly low, and Evil Geniuses win a convincing round on the T side. Gambit, they've got to take a tactical here, surely.
I just took one, you know, so like, is there really any worth in it? I mean, I guess they're going to have the AWP out of Shiro now in a gun round, but yeah, definitely not confident here from Gambit. EG making mincemeat out of the opposition. Two Famers in for Nafani and Hobbit. Yeah, there's not a lot in terms of firepower by comparison to what EG have. Don't even need the big green gun. Can work with these AKs so far so well. Into mid positions, we'll have the first player of Ethan leading up, passing that bomb back to Stanislaw, fortunately, so he doesn't play entry with the bomb. Here they come straight out of the gates here onto the long control. Got one player backlining Inters. M4 will hold face. C2 players crossing. We'll leave it all on Shiro and Axel. Axel spraying through. Shiro gets himself a kill and they clean house. That's more like it for Gambit. Need more rounds like that if they want to keep this one competitive.
Where's that come from? That was such a sick round out from Gambit. Hardly anyone took damage. No one took any over-aggressive fights. No one got naded towards the top of Banana early on. And just a really good crossfire is being set. The AWP gets involved. The two M4s between Axel and Inters out from sight and Mini Pit start doing damage. Evil Geniuses try and wrap in from long and just gets annihilated so quickly. AWP coming through for the T side, nades up towards the top of Banana again. Nafany taking not a massive amount this time around. Ooh, Ethan's getting close.
And he gets the kill as the finally gets closer, and unfortunately not checking the right angle. Stan will burn a 52, so some of these incendiaries put down by Gambit is going to work out relatively well. Incendiaries up spray through, catching Hobbit 5 versus 3 gained. And EG again with these trades, Ethan with these trades more specifically, 2 kills to his name, and now just trying to isolate the last player in the back lines of the B site. Inters is left alone. The last rotation, or the quickest rotation from Shiro, is going to be super slow. He is baited in towards the B site as they actually just played a lot of players, one rotation out. Axel does take one player on long, and the AWP swings back, takes him down. A site's completely open for the EG side.
Yeah, this has got to be another save. I'll really be surprised if Gambit go for this retake. They've got money behind them, but 2v3 is just not going to happen. No one's in rotating positions. They already go back over to B. Maybe just try and see if they can hold on to this AK and AWP, but that's going to be it. Evil Geniuses having a mirror image to overpass. 7-3 scoreline. We've seen that once before. We're going to see it a second time. My goodness. Dominance. And I'm so glad we're seeing it from Evil Geniuses, really. Like, when you think about their average performances, I know that that sounds a bit harsh, but it's the truth. And since coming over to Europe, we haven't really seen too much from them. 5th to 6th in the Blast Premier Grand Finals. We saw them not even getting out of groups in DreamHack Open January. Then in the groups at Blast, doing okay, getting a couple of victories here or there, but nothing really sort of eye-popping. And coming into this from IEM Katowice, if they can get off to a good start up against Gambit, get that 2-0 to keep their run into the upper bracket, that could be the perfect sort of opportunity for them to continue going forward in this tournament.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, getting off on a great start to try and prove the criticism wrong. A lot of criticism available to EG, some of it by us, in fact. Way to silence the haters. And I mean, I guess, you know, it's kind of the appropriate role. Again, Gambit are definitively not, I think, the better team when it comes down to like just general sort of like ratings in the world. I think EG ranks slightly higher than them. Seven to 3 into the board, and Inters taken out very early on, so EG can continue to establish their dominance and presence here and try and take a matchup that, you know, by rights of the seeding should absolutely be theirs.
You'd be surprised, actually. Gambit are ranked 10th in the ESL World Rankings, while EG are 18th, and I think that comes off the basis of how many, like, smaller tournaments they've been able to win is where their main points have come from. Some of those playoff placings as well in the top events. P coming out towards Banana, and they just bait that in. It's so silent, so passive over towards Banana. Opening pick comes through. Shiro almost lines him up. He does get 2. The trade comes out. The B site's open.
That's a big frag to find, but it doesn't lead to a man advantage. They still got Breezy leaning into the mid position as well. The AK backing up and looking to wrap around. And now Hobbit will challenge onto Cirque with that AWP faced in. Cirque lands it. Axel will be able to take Breezy down towards the long control. But in a 1 versus 2 retake to the B site, it's probably best to save the AK from here. It means that it will be 8-3 for Evil Geniuses. And it was around this particular, you know, region of the rounds in overpasses where, you know, Gambit started pulling the match back. But unfortunately, it doesn't feel like they're able to get the same amount of momentum. They're on max loss bonus at this stage, but losing all 5 players, there can still be a buy, but it will be lopsided with some players being down as low as $2,500, and they're not even a max loss bonus, in fact.
Yeah, they're actually quite a little bit away from that. 2,900 in the next round, so only 2,400 to come for them in going into round 12. So loss bonus isn't actually quite there that most people sort of think when you look at the scoreline, but Evil Geniuses, like, they're carrying over so much momentum. They're getting so many great opening finds, and I think that we just haven't seen enough adaptation on the City side. We haven't seen a change of pace coming out from Gambit. We haven't seen them really taking banana control. I suppose when they've tried it right, like they've consistently just fallen to Ethan. Good timing comes out for the Apartments face, struggling with the spray. And now it's a two-man advantage up for Gambit as they press into apps.
5 versus 3. Gambit have somehow managed to pull this one back from the brink. Now we're going to focus on that B defensive. The Pistol Hobbit leaning closer. He likes playing around the edge of the smoke, but will he catch anything for it? Flashbang keeps him blind, and Ethan can take him down. CT's forced back out towards the cross. Legal in the final. He can't find a gap to work with, but Shiro does, and he takes out Stanislaw for it. Grabbing that bomb, picking it back up, trying to get the plant in for Ethan. But a 4v2 retake. Gambit can eco EG here.
They certainly could do. This is a tough post plant. Cirque, oh, good shot to Nafani coming in from Spools. And now Ethan's got a little bit more info on this too. Both players not really peeking out towards CT. Intis is going to fall. Lots of 1v1 faces coming in from the CT side. Cirque with the angle out towards the banana position. Needs to try and check 2 areas at the same time. Getting baited through. That allows the swing out from Axel. And Ethan's actually stuck in from CT and now starting to ramp.
No kit on these 2 players. He can play for time. I think he realizes that as well. Swing and hit. No. Shiro shuts it down. The defuse can come through. I believe they just have enough time for this. This will be close.
Oh!
No, I think they've got it. This is theirs. Oh! This is theirs. Gambit have it. Gambit have it. It's fine. Don't be. It's all right. It's just chill. It's chill for Gambit.
Mate, you were faking that. I know that you were on the edge of your seat there.
Oh, absolutely, I was, but I just have my faith in my boys. You know, that's how it goes.
He's got the faith.
8-4 to the board. I still hold faith in Gambit. Maybe they could still get a 2-1 victory. You never know. But right now, they need to get themselves 3 more rounds to try and make this half as even as possible. Recover the CT side. Those pistols coming out from them, of course, going to enable the economy to start to thrive here. But the main issue has always been converting those follow-ups here. EG have shut them down effectively, made sure they cannot maintain control of the economy state with such a low amount of loss bonus coming in as well for the CT side. To lose this next round would cripple them going into round 14, potentially even round 15. But on the start of this one, they have gotten a decent kick up here. Cirque down to 23, Stanislaw on 80. No kills, but a significant amount of damage been done.
Oh, what a breath of fresh air it really is to actually see Gambit winning an eco. Like, it's been Evil Geniuses the one that on these, like, half-by eco rounds have been so successful. Up towards the top of Banana. Ethan just going to find another entry for the T side. He's been doing absolute wonders. Does take a lot of damage in response, down to just 12 points of health, and we know that Cirque got tagged up early, but it's a 5-on-4. They can now start to scramble the rotations, try and bait in a player to move over from Arch towards Speedway over to the B side, and they're aggressing through short and straight into Cirque. Intis finds one trade, makes it a second. Ace now open. This might be another save call.
So many 3-on-2 advantages for EG here on the A play. Cheryl will try and get himself out of position. Incendiary back to the back lines will not deny the bomb plant. It's coming in closer towards the front boxes. And the blind shots from the AWP don't connect either. Breezy is tagged, actually burns. They're so low HP here. If Gambit go for this, it's going to be much easier than they might expect, but they've got no info to the damage that they've done, so it's a smarter call for sure to save it. And just taking a look at the board right now, the HP numbers, it's just such a tragic thing to see that they're saving in this scenario. But again, as I mentioned, they've got no info towards it.
Yeah, look, one tick away and Breezy would have fallen to that molly. But it makes you think, like, if Hobbit was maybe in a position that at least he was looking for exits and they put that molly forward, maybe if they have a HE as well. There's so many what ifs, but the bottom line was that I think even for Gambit, right, even if Shiro got that pick with the molly onto Breezy, they probably still wouldn't have gone from it because we saw that Hobbit was out towards B. Like, he was so not interested in going for that retake that no matter what happened, they weren't going to go for it. Evil Geniuses, some of these trades have been excellent. And you're right about the 3v2s. Like, there has been so many rounds now that they've had 3-on-2 advantages in post plants.
Yeah, EG constantly, consistently getting these executions together. Gambit back up to another buyout. They can afford the double orbs once again. But to be reset here would leave nothing, and I mean nothing, to work with into round 15. To go out in the FARF with a bit more of a whimper than a scream. Hobbit in, flashed out with his AWP, secondary AWP in this one. He's been very quiet in this game. I don't know if you saw those kill counts, but I think he was at 3 prior to this round. And EG working in towards a very passive banana holder Gambit.
No, starting to group up towards Banana, having a couple of smokes down towards that short position, just try and sell the fake, but the exit coming in so damn quickly. Counter molly starts to come through. Hobbit tries to see if he can get a bit of a wall bang out from CT. Nafani's been seen out for new box. Great shot coming through from Ethan. And again, Gambit might be in another position in which they've got to save, but you've got to go for one of these retakes at some point, right? Even if you're in the disadvantage, at least trying to go for it. We're still seeing Axel leaning over towards the A site. And yeah, I think they're backing off. They want nothing to do with this. And you make a really good point about Hobbit, Jay. That first map of Overpass, in which they didn't even convert, he went 28 and 15, a 1.7 rating. And we've just seen nothing like that. He's tried double LARPing on Inferno. No matter what he's tried, he's just not been able to find the same form.
And as well as that, he was the star of the play-ins as well for Gambit. Like, you know, we talked so much in detail about, you know, Shiro and Axile in so many occasions, but Hobbit was the guy that was standing out, and to see that element disappear here in group stage, and they relied so much on that. And a lot of my sort of like thinking was around, listen, if he's going like this like right now in this group stage, like, they could be a great opportunity for Gambit to take an upset. But no such upset is coming their way. It's all EG at this moment into round 15, 10-4, most likely an 11-4 scoreline. The scramble by from Gambit, can they get another M4 out? I don't think they can. Sure is rocking a 5-7 at the moment. No, we do get the double AWPs in play, okay. So at least they have that much thanks to that save call. One more rifle round to go into the last of the half with, but Gambit, they need something, and they need it now.
Oh, it's not happening. It's definitely not happening. Not when Cirque does things like that. Fast up, in towards Banana challenge. Opening kill going their way. They don't even need Ethan because they've got Cirque to find it. Nafani now just left towards second oranges. What a start from EG, and they might just completely commit off the basis of it.
Lays up, Nafani stands alone. Molotov to the back of the new boxes, flashes in, catching him blind, second flash, keeps him blind. That molly's going to start to burn away, down to nothing, as Tarek takes him out. Cirque with the assist, Intis finds one to respond, but that's a 2-for-1 trade. Shiro is close towards site, but now needs to pop off. If he wants to try to deny his bomb plant, that would be a nice option, but no. Keeps away from it. I think, in fact, the planter was behind the brick wall, so I don't even think a wallbang would have been possible from that position. Either way, Gambit moving in. Shiro, AWP, sees one. Ethan takes him out, clotheslines him. Breezy swinging out towards CT spawn. Nades will do some damage to the T-side line, but Cirque takes out Intis. It's all left to Axile, 1 versus 4. And this half is over for 11-4 for EG. Absolutely stellar stuff from this T-side. Couple of exits to try and go out with a victory, but no. It's going to be in a dominant half on the North Americans as we head to a break. We had so much optimism for Gambit coming into this series, so did they themselves, but at this stage, I think all that optimism has dried up. 11-4 in the second map. EG up by a single map in this series, and for Gambit, I think that their early hopes may come crashing down around them here. Like, it's Pistol to try recover this map up, to try recover this series. If they can't do that, then, well, they'll be in the lower bracket for the rest of Group A.
Yeah, Evil Geniuses have already put so much pressure on for that first half, and you've got to think they could do the same. Those odds over at GGBet really do explain this whole storyline between the two sides. A Gambit just trying to fight for survival to see if they can take it to a third map, but it's got to start with a pistol right here. 2 sets of util up for both Stanislaw and for Ethan. Gambit looking like they maybe want to try and crunch in towards the A site. 3 players here. If they get down a Moto Smoke, they'll at least be able to isolate Cirque. Maybe just an apps pop? That's something we haven't seen.
Possibility. Tags onto Axile here. 1 kill on Hobbit is found. He's still on the balcony though. Gets a kill, turns back around against Hobbit. He gets behind him, but can't get the frags together. He does manage to triple in the end. Oh, where have you been all matchup, mate? 3 big kills to get them onto the A site, get the bomb plant down, and Tarek and Ethan, not even with the kit in play here for this pistol, gonna have to back off and save with the Kevlar and the utility. As Gambit get an important survival round, one that starts the comeback. Can they carry it forward through the rest of this half?
Well, Hobbit from Gambit just got the same amount of kills in that pistol round as he did in the entire first half, Jay. That's really saying something for Hobbit. And look, it's a good way to get things started, right? Like, it's confidence, it's getting a 5th round, a 4-11 half. It's not unrecoverable, it's just going to be really tough. Knowing that EG have been really dominant on some of these pistol rounds too, I expect them to just go in for the force buy, knowing they've got a little bit of util saved in as well from Ethan, a chance to get Cirque on that scout, get those deagles all going forward, and just putting pressure straight back on the Gambit side.
Yeah, again, a lot of the momentum, a lot of the hype, a lot of the potential, a lot of the promise, a lot of the optimism is dried up at this stage for Gambit, so now they've got nothing left to lose. So let's see if they can carry this on here. Mac 10's coming in with the Galils and the AKs, trying to establish economy early this time around, as opposed to go for the full-blown investments that we've seen from Gambit in the past. Inside player out, Axel opens things up. Shiro does find Tarek back here, Nathan to his position. Don't think he should take it down, I think he should land a bit too deep, and yeah. He stays in play for the moment. Suck will fall towards one of the rifles. Stanislaw, then you get out. Oh, lands a good tag on the first, but not able to take Intis down. So 2 standing for the CT side. And Gambit clean house for the follow-up. Thankfully, no forced investments will be allowed for them. 1 Mac 10 save for Ethan, but that's not going to do much here.
Yeah, look, I think their best bet is just to hold on to these couple of weapons. Ooh, bit of a gap, actually, in that smoke, that maybe there's a bit of info for Hobbit to start pushing forward. And so he is. Make sure that he doesn't drop that AK, spots the last player. Ethan does swing out with the Mac 10, so a chance to pick up that AK and try and bring it forward. Trying to get hunted on, though, from the top banana position. Ooh, more damage coming in. This is a bit unnecessary for me. Like, Gambit have got 4 players alive. You don't need to swing onto Ethan, but they still are.
Yeah, damage has been done, however, to Gambit, and I think in a no-loss round like this for Evil Geniuses, they can be happy with that. Ethan looking for the 4th. Uh-oh.
Oh, another.
He's got them all for 4. That's significant damage done. Not even going to be able to get an AK out of this. Axile, a UMP to save him from this round. That's very expensive. Very, very expensive for Gambit. And what was looking at such a confident start as well from them in this pistol and the conversion looking real good.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be the ones in money troubles. You know, we talked about the early pressure that Gambit established on EG. Well, now EG are going to do the exact same.
Yeah, look, I think they got a little bit too hungry, too quickly there. Like, while it's always nice to try and get the AK out of play from Ethan, like, you don't want to lose as much as they did, because look at what that's done. Money trouble-wise, Evil Geniuses buying a little bit into round 18. Not a massive amount, right? They've got the AK saved in. They've got a couple of upgraded deagles, you know, a little bit of utility too from Tarek, but there's still enough weaponry here for them to do some significant damage.
player down, UMP in, Axile close towards taking the frag. Eventually does take down Tarek and get a follow-up frag here for the T-side line. That's the AK also dropped out of favor as well. I don't think anyone's recovered it here. Gambit picking them apart here as Stanislaw falls next up. Breezy and Cirque left alone with the Eagles. Might get some exits again. We've seen how overzealous Gambit can be about this. Cirque sticking around a B-bomb site. I think that's where the AK was dropped, so they could probably get that one back if they can find the angles as appropriate. And in from Boiler, Nafani just barely evading Breezy, so... Bomb will push up towards the B site. Let's see if Cirque can do anything with this Deagle here.
Just trying to do some damage. Even thinking that maybe someone's already crossed out to pool already. The tap comes through, a lot of information. Does have a teammate coming in, the backline. Good shot does come through from the Deagle, but he's only going to get one. Nafany coming out from CT spawn. Cirque just not expecting that at all. So Evil Geniuses aren't going to be able to get away with recovering onto that AK, will they? Because we saw that once Ethan fell towards the top of Banana, then Tarek tried to pick it up, then he fell. So there shouldn't be much of a chance. Maybe if someone pushes towards the bottom of Banana, but there's not really any need for them to do that.
Deagle sat back for Breezy. Hoping to get an exit frag, and as you mentioned, they just know exactly the CT spawn is completely open, so they don't have to really take the risk going back here. Despite that, two players are making their way to the entrance, so maybe there's a chance of Breezy taking another couple of frags back. Again, try find that AK that was dropped a little bit earlier on. Back to turn towards the player at Sandbags though, so nothing will go the way of the CT side. But yeah, Eco clean up, 11-7. Gambit back within 4. And now need to carry it forward. Rifles out for the CT side here.
Evil Genius is being tested in the early portion of the second half, but now this is really where the big challenge comes forward, I think, for Gambit. We're starting to see the rifle round coming through, AWP up for Cirque, M4's out for everybody else. Only one kit in play for the CT side, but a considerable amount of utility to back it up as well. Maybe a bit of an aggressive peek coming in towards second mid from Cirque. That molly comes in towards Boiler, so he ends up falling back instead. Gambit look like they're going in quickly to brackets, and they are, at least for Shiro.
Going up and out, so it's going to try to make a deal with it. Shiro watched that long position, expecting a CT player to peek, but they're all stacked up towards the short control instead. Only one player announced to cross the board, and that's Hobbit. Axile defending against the Banana taker, the CT side. Cirque will burn to 53. Flash in, Shiro can find Tarek, kick things off fantastically for the T-side line. Now's their chance to really kick things up into 5th gear. There's another kill for the Nafani. They haven't checked the position there. Stanislaw's going to get two on the spray down. Try and look for a third. Breezy follows suit on Hobbit. Deals with him towards the apartments. And one not checked angle is going to cost them big time here. 2-on-2. Breezy and Ethan leaning up. Bomb dropped on shore. And I think EG are aware.
Yeah, look, this is good info. Really nice comeback coming through from the CTs. Stanislaw and Breezy trying to work together from that short position. Gambit. Where do they play this 2v2? Now, that would have been info with that AK dropped, and actually Ethan starts swinging forward, spots that bomb, not looking to overextend any further. 35 seconds left, off angle coming through, but it looks like it's just going to be a rotate with the bomb. Shiro getting over towards a B side, and an important kill comes through for Nafany, meaning Breezy is going to have to be the last one left to clutch, but now he's starting to make the move over to B.
And he's going to go for this. They're solo HP, and I think this time the CTs are aware of this. I think they have the info. Nafani's going to watch out from mid, but Breezy's going to press forward. No utility from him. He's got the kit, though. If he gets this kill on Shiro, gets right on the bomb. I think he's got enough time to stick to 5 seconds. Checking out the back lines, looking towards the new boxes. No info on Shiro, now leaning up towards the site. Defensive crossfire, Lot Nafani making his way in. Flash over evaded, M4 will check the corner. Try to look towards Banana, reveals his position at this stage. Checking coffins. Oh, he turns up on Shiro. Tabs that bomb. Gonna get Nafani to peek in. He's playing for time.
No way.
He gets the kill, but no time for the defuse. Good hold from Gambit. Great effort from Breezy, but just a little bit too short of the mark.
Yeah, look, I think he thought that there was a flash coming in towards Banana for the peak, but it was actually the other way around. Really big kill coming out from Nafany. Big hold from Stanislaw, out boosted towards the porch angle. Breezy getting involved. That turnaround onto the player at New Box, Shiro, was ridiculous, but the time was just too low, even with the kit in play, once he got drawn out towards Banana to take that next fight. Evil Geniuses Well, while they might still have the lead, Jay, Gambit really starting to close this gap, but a big kill starts off from the scout to get the man advantage. A light eco coming through from EG.
Straight down mid. I don't think anyone saw that coming. We certainly didn't. It's a kill found to start things off. 1 of 2 rifles in play, and if EG can eco Gambit again, then that might cripple them big time, probably to a point where they can't recover this. Got to win this round, got to do it with relative confidence as well. EG again have decimated the economy of the T side. And so far, so quiet. That early face from Shiro and Cirque is going to be the only real thing found. They'll start peeking in towards the banana control. Fast execute looking to come in, it seems. Nades and smokes go down. Counter smokes back from the CT side. Tarek close with his 5-7 playing anti-flash against the Gambit side. But a minute to go, and they're going to be stalled here.
Yeah, look, they're just wasting time. Gambit now starting to move back in towards the mid control over towards the A side. This is not a late rotation, but it's certainly going to take some time, especially if they start having a bit of a play up from second mid from Hobbit. And look at how passive EG are playing out towards the A side. Boost comes through up towards the flower pots at B. And Tarek might think about starting to rotate away, getting closer to 30 seconds on the clock. Gambit have to commit to A.
Stanislaus the Eagle peeking up, Cirque scout watching for position, good shot, landing a tag on another good player. Nathani down to 29, that bomb's been seen as well. CT's on mass rotate, landing a second tag as well. A HE close, is that going to take anybody down? Oh, it does so much damage, but doesn't get the kills. The bomb gets dropped as Exile. Get up towards the likes of Ethan. Tarek holds the line, Breezy, it's another kill, and suddenly it's all Hobbit. 5 seconds, Stanislaus knows he can play for time. No chance at this one. Spams his way, misses his shots, but it doesn't matter because Hobbit's lost the round. May go down after time. Oh, inches away as EG take 12.
That round had it all. A great advantage being found from Cirque to start the round off, and even getting a follow-up tag out from Library later on, but just the eco again. I don't know. I don't know how he didn't find that kill. Oh, I bet he's wishing that was not on stream, but it was, mate. It was.
Sorry, Stan. We love you. Might be speaking to you after the match if you get the 2-0, so let's not bring that one up. How about that, Dwayne? Truce?
All right, then. Yeah, that sounds good.
Ethan tagged up early for the CT side. Gambit have lost Exile, though. Economy has been broken. EG may find their tipping point here. Just that tag damage done to the 1 AK. Of course, the T's going to have to fall back out position. Can't pass that off to Tarek. Of course, he's got another AK as well towards this B-site contact. If the third player joins in, then yes, they can pass that weapon back. But for now, it's just passive defensive. But again, Gambit starts to slow down.
Ethan playing very passive, very supportive up against Tarek towards second oranges. Yuto starting to come through from Gambit. Tarek, how much can he fight for this position? Molly going down out towards Nubox. Nothing for second oranges. First pick gets found, not quite the second. Ethan trying to get involved, but the T start to overwhelm the bomb side, but it's in the man disadvantage. They get that bomb down, play it out, but Shira's incredibly low as well.
Now, Ethan did well to get another kill considering his HP was at 11. That's massive for the CT side. Retake on Shiro's low, a man advantage as you mentioned. He's watching for a player to come in from construction at the CT spawn entrance. Hobbit backed up. Going to be looking for players coming in from the banana position. Smoke will go down, will siphon him off. He's going to wait and spray and do damage to Stanislaus. That's a good start now. Cirque creeping up towards the construction entrance. Seen by the AK. Still gets that kill. Takes him down. And now they're on the bomb. Hobbit spraying. Can't connect the frag. And Breezy shuts him down as a result. Seeing those traces, predicting the angle right enough. And it's 13 for EG. Gambit so disadvantaged in that retake, and it costs them.
Yeah, look, they haven't found many advantages when it comes to these gun rounds, right? It's just been the start in that second half of the pistol victory where we started to see them putting up some good performances, but now we're getting into the rifles. Things are just falling apart really quickly. Traces coming through. Hobbit just getting spammed down by Breezy. 13-8, even with that bomb plan in for Gambit, there's still not enough money behind them to force the investment. They're going to have to be on an eco. Maybe try and just hit brackets quickly.
Been watching with the Tech 9. One of 2 Tech-9s in play. Gambit down to Eco. Five rounds makes it to 6. EG closing the gap between them and map and series victory. Breezy gets that first. Nades back from Tarek will finish off the Farney. Stanislaw holding from pit. Players killed off in the apartments. Swing out from the AUG will miss the players coming in from long, but the AWP hears them. Can't land his first shot. Got a second opportunity and doesn't miss that one into. Knows that there's another player back here. That's Shiro. Quickscope doesn't quite land. Cirque is tagged up, but his teammates have his back. So the flank position down the bottom of their full control. And Shiro's got no choice but to go down to the hands of Tarek.
14-8, 2 more rounds for EG to get a 2-0, and you look at the differences. Yeah, I suppose you can make the exception. First map was Overpass, one of the best maps on the map pool from Gambit. It was their pick, but certainly out on Inferno, it just really hasn't felt like Gambit put up much of a challenge. I know that they've got to 8 rounds and they're somewhat close to double digits, but it really has been night and day when you compare the first map to the second. EG have just looked so much more comfortable. The nade damage, again, has been absolutely fantastic. Entry kills have been coming through pretty much every round. And Gambit, you just wonder what they're talking about, right? Like, down by 6, knowing that really they lose this round, they're pretty much done in this series. Like, this is the last hurrah to really make a push at trying to take it to a 3rd. And it's got to rely on this round right here.
Yeah, now's the time to prove yourself, Gambit. So many eyes on teams like you in Spirit. Spirit themselves doing okay, taking a map against G2 a little bit earlier, but Gambit might not have the same fortunes today. Got to go huge, absolutely huge. He wants to try and take this here. Nades on, flashes over. Straight in, Axel, the 23 points of help will spray back and do minimal damage by comparison. Gambit definitely not off on the best of starts here. So suppressed, so little map control in the early round.
A nice banana presence coming in from EG. Something we haven't really seen from them is actually taking this banana control. They've got a little bit of a crossfire set between the AWP and just that M4 from Ethan. Do they even flash off angle or just dry peek into it? That's the big question. Oh, gun barrel seen. It's actually Ethan to find the first connection. The wide swing comes out. No utility use from Gambit. And they trade out 1 for 1.
Oh.
Ethan, what is that onto Axel? A massive kill going the way of the CT side. And now it's just down to Shiro and Hobbit.
I think he saw the traces and just burst it through. Either way, it's a 3-on-2. 1 man holding on the A side, Stanislaw with the AK. 2 T side players to deal with. Backup is on his way in for Tarek. He'll be watching out the apartments entrance, I think. No, keeping his eyes on long instead of Stan. Plays back passive here at pit. Smokes on from the axe control. Flash over. Player dropping down. Stan may have heard it. Keeping his eyes on the site as he realizes no pressure coming his way as of right now. AUG sprays through. Stan swings, gets the kill on Shiro. Hobbit in a 1 versus 3. Channel is in at Overpass to try and bring this round back, gets that first and that second. 10 seconds remaining total. Nade popped to Ethan. He's going to walk right into it. Hobbit! 4 kills. Just clutches with some insane utility timing.
Oh, that's got to be clutch of the day. Clutch of this match at least. My goodness, what a play coming out from Hobbit. Finds Breezy aggressively into the apartments, deals with the player out from the pit position. Tarek too, and then the nade coming down onto Ethan. Oh my goodness, what a clutch for Hobbit. And it's come at such a crucial moment in this series.
That was a huge, huge round for them. Gambit are still suppressed. Look at the setup of this D side. The Mac 10's in. They've got to get these opening frags, and indeed, Axel will find that first. Nade back, misses it, lands on the wall instead. Gonna reface. No, it backs up, grabs the M4. Smart call. Ethan is still tagged up. Flashbang gonna be evaded. He gets that 1 trade as a result, but now needs back up significantly. Nade's not connecting. He doubles up. Finally, Inters finds the trade, but now Santa's not ready. Backup team players will spray blind and get punished for it. Inters responds to a 3v2. B site's open for business.
Oh, what a chaotic exchange coming out from Banana. We saw Ethan having a really sick holdout from Sandbags, and then Stanislaw realizing that this could be a perfect opportunity, knowing that he's the unknown entity of just pushing forward and spamming, but then he gets spammed in return from Inters. EG probably just on an instant save. There's really no money behind them. Gambit, to think off the basis of a huge clutch from their veteran player of Hobbit, have now come away with a really convincing round. EG not even thinking about going in for the retake, and they've got to double digits now.
The comeback is on. Will it continue to stay that way? And is the real question at the moment. EG just keeping these two weapons in check. It's a fammer for Breezy though, so it's not even like it's a main staple M4 or an AK save up the T-side dead bodies. Opportunities are abound now for Gambit. If they can turn this result around after what has been such a confident showing from EG, then my oh my, what a third map we could be in for. For now though, it's going to be eco from EG. Maybe a half buy for a couple players to buy some upgrade pistols, but mostly got to focus on keeping the main weapons in play. Stan's brought an over, so there's that. I imagine he's going to go play towards apartments and try to shut down Gambit presence. Hobbit has gone there quite a lot, and he's been a real thorn in their side.
I don't mind this buyout from EG. Like, they don't really heavy invest. They know they've got 2,900 loss bonus to fall back on, so they've got a fair bit of cash. Bit of an aggressive approach coming through from two players. They even boost up the AWP towards Broken Walls. So a very aggressive stance coming through from Evil Geniuses. Flashed off angle, Cirque has to fall down. Breezy actually finds that first kill, trying to bait in the player to peek into the Nova. The timing, though, from Stanislaw. It does get a man advantage, though.
Yeah, Nafali's fallen to the hands of Breezy out towards the apartments in that close quarters combat position. He's taken no damage for it either, so Gambit didn't even hold a contact in that fixed position of the map. Molotovs will force Cirque away, or at least he'll do some damage here. He'll hold his position for a moment extra, and he'll pay for it in the end. Up through the apartment, Stanislaw's going to be left alone outside a balcony. He couldn't continue to hold his position. He was able to get down there one more time and continue facing. He may be able to find Hobbit if he was at this advanced angle. And again, to take out Hobbit, the clutch of a previous round, what was being a significant player for the Gambit side, that could be huge for EG. For now, though, they're pressing up Tarek and Ethan with these USPs. Now know what's coming in. They'll set up the backstab. They could actually catch up into it. They're not careful. Nova taps through, does big damage, and they all fight together. No flashbang to support. They'll do the damage of their own right, but Inter does fall in the end. Now Fammer on site. They're all heavily tagged. Shiro finds his kill to a 3 versus 2, but now they're siphoned off with Galil's at their feet. AK that Tarek can swap up to if he wants the desire. And AK spamming 20 seconds remaining. Shiro's low, as is Hobbit. Sprays back and forth, and Hobbit goes falling alongside Shiro to drop to the AWP. And EG, with an eco buy, with a Nova for extra measure, they're going to get to match point.
Another eco victory coming out for Evil Geniuses, and now they get to 15, and look at the buy that comes forward for Gambit. Yes, you've got an AK out for Shiro, but look at everybody else. There's Tech 9s, there's Mac 10s, there is really not a lot. Evil Geniuses win a round out of nowhere. The Nova doing so much damage, the USP's even getting involved, and it might just be a rush into B for the T's.
Straight up with the kill on the first man, straight through an Axar. Nate should finish him off, and indeed it does. Tarek still held to the back line, needs some support though. AK up against the pistol, but there's one AK in tow. He gets that one frag, tapping through to the player over at the open position. Needs that headshot. He lands it, doesn't get the 3, but he sets up Inters in a 1-on-3. Evil Genius is so ready for this retake. There's only so much he can do. And the end is nigh in this best of 3 for Gambit. Inters will have to show up an absolutely massive clutch here.
Oh, 1v3, and everything relies on him to do the unthinkable, the 1v3 clutch. And look how slow EG are playing this. Volley comes out towards his position, swings out to the open, and Breezy's going to land the shot. EG getting a simple 2-0 over the likes of Gambit. We're going to go to a short break. We'll be back to wrap it all up.